privileged to have him in the studio. How you liking that egg sandwich there, brother?
You know, the pickle's not bad. It's like a little surprise.
It is a little surpriser for you. Actually, you know what? It's a product of working with Denise for as long as I have, because she's a pickle fanatic, and it ties in perfectly with a pickle jar that we've been following.
Is this true?
I do. I love pickles.
Yeah.
We talk
Yeah.
about how I put them on my grilled cheese, and then in our little kitchen area, there's a bag of pickles that Jamie bought me one time, which were fantastic.
And now suddenly, as if it's not crazily enough, we've been following the exploits of a pickle jar that happens to be sitting on a retaining wall at an exit at 270 in Manchester, and we can't figure out why that jar of pickles is there. So it all ties in together.
You know, my Aunt Sarah, we do our big Christmas show every year, and
Yes.
the big prize giveaway, we give people a jar of my Aunt Sarah's homemade pickles.
No way.
And people love them. Yeah, they're
No,
very
I need-
tasty.
I need some.
We have to send you some of her
I would
pickles.
love that.
Yeah. To go out and get some ribs or something. Hey,
Ribs and pickles. Again, that's a good combination. I like
so
it.
Todd, what's the like? For instance, today, I mean, you're in another studio and you're filing some of your commentaries. What's today's commentary, if you don't mind spilling the beans?
No, I was reading the USA Today. They had a copy of the USA Today, and the big headline was that Paul Ryan is wants to slow down the health care bill. So now that the moderates and the conservatives are getting together, which again is proof that Ryan really doesn't want Obamacare to be repealed and replaced. So we're doing that story, and there's a piece out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma I'm weighing in on, where a young man had to shoot and kill 3 people that home invaders.
Right, yeah.
Took him out with an AR-15. And so the grandfather of one of the burglars is furious, and he said it wasn't a fair fight. And so the point of my column is, well, that's because your grandson brought a knife to a gunfight. I mean, what did you think was going to happen?
Right, exactly.
So.
And, I mean, and again, it's interesting. We have a situation where the relatives of these people who commit crimes and invade homes in this fashion always complain when the outcome doesn't.
He was a good boy.
Yeah, the outcome doesn't turn out well for them. And honestly,
Right.
You never know. But the guy had a knife, and what else are you going to do at that point?
That's right. And, he said, well, the families are going to suffer. Well, who else is going to suffer is this young man. I mean, when you take a life like that, that's something that stays with you,
Right.
But he did what he had to do. The law enforcement says, the guy was defending his home. That he has that right under the Oklahoma law, stand your ground law.
Yeah, and back to your headline in the USA. Did you see the headline? You might have seen this on one of the network blog sites, and it was regarding Ferguson. And Ferguson, as you know, Ferguson had a mayoral election, and James Knowles, who's a great friend of the show, good guy, was reelected to another term there. The headline, I believe it was on NBC's news site, was Ferguson declines to elect black mayor because he's running against a black woman. And that was the headline, that somehow Ferguson, it was the duty of Ferguson to elect a black mayor. But that's the kind of stuff we're getting from the mainstream media.
Yeah, I drove past the sign that said Historic Ferguson, as I was coming from the airport yesterday, and I thought about how things were going there. And real quick, I'll tell you this. That headline tells me those people hate Martin Luther King Jr. because they are judging someone by the color of their skin.
No doubt about it. And as usual, Todd Starnes, you hit the mark there on all the stories that you cover. Appreciate that very much. The Deplorables Guide to Making America Great Again at Todd Starnes, toddstarnes.com. If you want to just hang out for a little while, whatever you need to do, I know you're very busy, but you can come back and forth. The studio is yours. And tonight, Allman in the Evening with Todd Starnes. We have a pair of tickets. It's sold out, my friend. Thank you to Weber Chevrolet for sponsoring that.
Fantastic.
But we are going to squeeze somebody in.
I got to get an antacid tablet in the break. If that's okay.
So
I think it's the pickle's working on me.
To the 10th caller, 969-9797, a pair of tickets to come see Todd Starnes at the beautiful Foundry Arts Center tonight, 969-9797.